Hello and welcome to another video. In today's video, this is going to be part 2 of our Wheelhorse Raider 10 project. Now in the last video, you may remember that we got this out of storage and it's still actually on the trailer from that. And there's a reason for that, which you may have spotted. Now while it was sitting in storage, this tyre had gone down because it had a puncture, and now while it was sitting there, it's actually come off the rim, so that's going to need a new tube in. And the other side, this went down while it had been sitting there, but we put some air in it now, and we're not sure if it was just because it was sitting there that it went down, which is probably the case, bearing in mind that it had been sitting there for quite a while. But for anyone wondering, because our last 1960 Rider-matic video was changing tyres as well, I believe, this channel is not going to turn into a wheel changing channel, don't worry. Now before we get into the tyre changing, we've found some information, which if any of the information that we say is wrong, or you have any information that we don't, it'd be very interesting to hear. Could you please leave it in the comment section down below, because that would help us quite a lot, because we don't know too much about these wheel horses. But what we did find out is that Wheelhorse made these Raider 10s for 2 years, 1970 and 1971. Now in 1970 they made ones with the engine spec number 115095B, which, as you can see there, ours has. However, in 1970, from the information that we've got, they only made 3-speed models, which, as you can see there, and on the gear selectors back here, ours is a 6-speed model. Then in 1971, which from our research is when they made the 6-speed models, and a different engine spec number, a 115145C, which isn't what's on there. So ours has either had the engine swapped at some point, or another possibility that we've come up with is that possibly it was made between the 2 years, and they put the old engine with the new transmission. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is take the wheels off. The tractor is already on axle sedans on the front end, so we don't need to jack that up or anything. And we spotted a couple of differences between Wheelhorse and Bolens. Firstly, if I just pull this off, Wheelhorse actually have their logo on their covers that go on the end, so that's quite nice. Bolens are just plain ones usually. And Wheelhorse, instead, or on this model at least, unlike Bolens, who use E-clips and roll pins to hold on the wheel, they seem to have just used a bolt. But we'll just take that off now. Okay, I'll just put the bolt in a magnetic tray. And I'll put the washer on the tray as well. And there we go. Wheel off. With the wheel off, we can now see a bit of a mess behind here, where there's been a lot of oil and grass that's kind of stuck together, so that will need a bit of a clear up. Also, with these tyres, they're pretty perish, but we want to try and save them because, as you can see here, these are Wheelhorse branded tyres, which is something that Wheelhorse did, was they made, or at least branded, their own tyres. But now to get the other one off. Yeah, that's disgusting. give that a bit of a clear up before I put Dad's socket on there, who might not be the most happy person in the world. There we go. Now, like with our 1960 Ridermatic wheel, we've got our bolt with the square plate in the vise, and we're going to fix the wheel on here so that we can try and get the tyre off with tyre levers. So let me just put washer over there. Just quickly get some of the oil off the thread. Then you just thread this on. There we go, that's the tyre off, which, having that insert there on these Wheelhorse rims made it easier to push in here, and with the mixer pulling it off by hand and the tyre levers meant that this came off pretty easily. Now we've just done one of the more worst jobs, which is feeling around the inside of the tyre to see if there's any puncture marks or anything like that might puncture a new tube. Which we actually found something, which is that down there. Which looks like, although there's a lot of debris, there's one point there which looks like the end of a hawthorn thorn from a hawthorn bush, which we've got multiple of. So if I put my finger on the end of here and turn the tyre around, we can see where it's entered the tyre, which that's quite a big thorn. So what we'll now do off camera is get a pair of long nose pliers and pull that out. While we were clearing out all of the debris in the tyre, we found the end to the big thorn, as you can see there. But then we put some air in the tube and then put some soapy water on it, which is a method of locating any holes, which we spotted that it started bubbling in 3 spots, which means that there's 3 punctures in the tube, which we did find the second one, which we pulled that out. However, we didn't actually find the third one, but we did go around the outside of the tyre multiple times and the inside of the tyre multiple times, and we got every single thorn or sharp piece that was in there out, and you can see all of that resting on there. So what we've also done is we've cleaned up the worst of the rust on the rim here, ready for it to be refitted. So let's put on the new tube and refit the tyre. Right, this wheel is finished now. And before we put it back on, we'll just have a quick clean up on the centre of the rim there, and then we can put it back on and move on to the second one. Now we've got something to do on this wheel that we didn't have to do on the previous one. Of course, on the previous one, the tyre had already come off the rim, but with this one we're going to have to break the bead with the tyre changer. Which, of course, first before we do that, we're going to have to take the valve out. And he's just unscrewing it with our tool here. There's the valve.
It's still got air in it?
Yes, this one's actually still got air in. But we'll slide this under the tyre changer here. And just break the bead. On both sides. There we go. Now it's just a repeat process of what we did to the other wheel. We've now got the second wheel all done. So that's both of them. Alright, we didn't find any thorns in this tyre. And in preparation for putting them on, we completely cleaned up the axle and the stub axles and put some new grease on the stub axles as well. So let's just position these on here. That's that one silver on this one. There we go. Both of the wheels are fully bolted on now, and we put the nice Wheelhorse covers back on, which we've cleaned up a bit. But this job really tired us out. Get the joke? Tyres. So with that job done now, we're going to head inside in the warm for sticker time. We're indoors in the warm now, and in our last video when we had sticker time, a few people were asking about my armchair, which it is an antique Chesterfield Queen Anne style wingback armchair, and it's very comfortable. But let's get on to the stickers. Now today we've got one piece of post, and we already know who it's from, because there may or may not be a sticker on the back here telling us. However, it is from someone that we have only recently subscribed to, Nev. His channel is Tinkering Taylor, I believe, if I've said that correctly. Oh. As you can tell, I'm not very good at opening these things, and he works on like small engines and that kind of projects. But we've got a note here. Which I will read properly in a second. And he sent us 2 of his stickers, which look very cool. Thank you, Nev. In Nev's note, he points out that there's 2 designs of stickers, so I'll just show you those again. Look pretty cool. And the link to Nev's channel will be in the description down below, so if you'd like to check it out, we highly encourage you to do so. Just scroll down there and there'll be a link straight to his channel. But that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Please subscribe to my channel, like this video and see our other videos. More to follow as we do more on this tractor. Bye!